Beloved listeners, today we stand at the crossroads of conviction and convenience, grappling with the all-too-human condition of selective morality. It's a challenge. As we gather today, many of us come bearing the weight of our individual struggles. Some carry the burden of illness, others the heaviness of a heart not at ease. Yet amidst this, we find a promise, a divine assurance that rises above the clamor of our trials. It is found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Let us unpack this promise like a treasured gift, for in it lies a profound truth that can transform our very existence. To hope in the Lord is not a passive waiting. It is an active engagement with the faith that fuels our souls. It is to anchor ourselves to an unshakable trust in our Creator, who knows our journey, every step and stumble along the way. The Lord, in His infinite wisdom, does not merely restore our strength, He renews it. This renewal is a rebirth of vigor, a revitalization that enables us to soar on wings like eagles. Consider the eagle, how it rises above the storm, using the very wind that threatens to buffet it to climb higher. You too are meant to rise, to use the trials you face as the very updrafts that lift you to new heights. And what of running and not growing weary? To run here is a metaphor for the persistence in our spiritual journey. It speaks to a perseverance that defies human limits, a supernatural endurance that comes from the Lord Himself. It is the kind of persistence that pushes through barriers, that defies the odds, that whispers in the face of adversity, "I am not done yet." Lastly, to walk and not be faint is to possess a steadiness in our daily walk with God. It is the consistency of the faithful, the unheralded steps of the righteous, taken in quiet obedience and unwavering commitment. It is in these steps that our strength is most evident, not as a spectacle for the world to see, but as a testament to the steady hand of God guiding us. So today, dear friends, let us embrace this promise. Let the hope in the Lord seep into your bones and kindle a fire in your spirit. Whether you find yourself needing to soar, to run, or simply to walk, do so with the certainty that the Lord is with you, infusing you with a strength that is not your own, a divine strength that never grows weary. May you leave here not just encouraged but emboldened, ready to face your path with a newfound resilience. For in hoping in the Lord, your strength is more than renewed. It is made perfect, complete, and utterly inexhaustible. Go forth, beloved, and be lifted on eagle's wings. Gathered together under the gaze of the Almighty, we seek not just the touch of His hand, but the deep, abiding presence that transforms and renews. In the heart of the Scriptures, nestled within the book of Jeremiah, lies a verse that speaks to the core of our yearning for wholeness. Jeremiah 17:14 proclaims, "Heal me, Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved, for you are the one I praise." Let's delve into the depths of these words and find the wellspring of hope they offer. To ask for healing from the Lord is to acknowledge a simple yet profound truth, that our ultimate well-being, our complete restoration, is in His hands. It is a declaration of dependence, a surrender to the one who crafted us, who knows our innermost structure, and who comprehends the intricacies of our beings. The prophet Jeremiah does not speak these words lightly. He speaks them with the authority of one who has witnessed the Lord's unfailing faithfulness. "Heal me, Lord," he cries, not as one grasping at straws, but as one who knows the power of God to mend what is broken. And when he says, "And I will be healed," he speaks to the certainty of God's action. It is not a tentative hope, but a guaranteed outcome when the Lord's hand is at work. And what of salvation? "Save me, and I will be saved," he declares. Here, dear friends, is the encompassing nature of God's care, not only the body but the soul, not just the present ailment, but the eternal spirit. Salvation is a comprehensive rescue, a liberation from all that ensnares and entangles us. Now notice the culmination of Jeremiah's plea, "For you are the one I praise." This is not a transaction, it is a relationship. Jeremiah's request flows from a heart of worship, a recognition that it is due to God's inherent goodness that we direct our praise. In our healing and our salvation, we find the very reasons for our adoration. Therefore, let us approach our God with the same bold confidence. Let us be persuaded not merely by the possibility of healing and salvation, but by the assurance of them. For in his word we find a promise as steadfast as the sunrise, as sure as the turning of the tides. May you be encouraged today to raise your voice in petition and praise, knowing that the Lord who hears is also the one who acts. May you be inspired to walk in faith, to live in hope, and to rest in the assurance that the healing and salvation of the Lord are as present as his mighty love. So let us lift our hearts, raise our hands, and with voices united proclaim, "Heal us, Lord, and we shall be healed. Save us, and we shall be saved." For in every word of praise, in every whispered prayer, we acknowledge the source of our strength, the architect of our restoration, the author of our salvation. To him be the glory, now and forevermore. Gathered together in hope and expectation, we stand in the presence of a God whose compassion knows no bounds, whose mercy flows like a mighty river. It is in times of trial that our hearts cry out for a touch from the divine, for a sign that we are not alone in our struggles. And it is in the sacred words of Psalm 107, 19-20, that we find a powerful testament to God's unwavering faithfulness. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them from their distress. He sent out his word and healed them. He rescued them from the grave. Let us pause and reflect on this profound promise. The psalmist speaks of a cry to the Lord, a heartfelt plea born of distress. It is a cry that each of us knows, a sound that has echoed from the depths of our own souls. This cry does not go unheard. It is met with the most magnificent of rescues. God saves, not from a distance, but from up close, intimately involved in the turmoil that grips us. But how does this salvation come about? It is by the power of his word, the word that spoke creation into existence, that calmed the stormy seas, that raised the dead to life. This same word is sent out to heal us. It is not a mere collection of letters and sounds, but a force, a living presence that restores and revitalizes. Consider the imagery. He rescued them from the grave. This is not just about physical healing. It is a restoration of life in its fullest sense. It is a pulling back from the brink, a divine intervention that snatches us from the jaws of despair and death itself. In God's saving action, we see a picture of the resurrection power that is at work within us, a power that assures us that no situation is too dire, no condition too grave. Beloved, be encouraged today. The same God who heard the cries of those in distress hears you now. The same word that brought healing and rescue is available to you at this very moment. Do not lose heart. Do not think for a moment that your cry is lost on the wind. It is heard, it is honored, and it is answered by the one who is able. Let this assurance fill you with hope. When you call upon the Lord, you invoke the might of heaven, the compassion of the Savior, the healing virtue of the Spirit. Take hold of this promise and let it anchor you in the midst of your trials. So rise up with expectation, lift your eyes to the hills from whence comes your help, and with a voice of triumph, declare the truth of the psalm. He has saved me from my distress. He has sent out his word and healed me. He has rescued me from the grave. May this be the confession of your heart, the declaration of your faith, and the reality of your experience. In the name of the Lord, be strengthened, be healed, be lifted from despair to hope, from death to life.